Parshas Yisro, we find sometimes in the Torah, specifically in Parshas Yisro, about a mitzvah or a prohibition that seems almost impossible to fulfill. The Torah says, in fact, the Torah says, Lo yisachmoid beis re'echa, don't desire your friend's house. Lo yisachmoid eishes re'echa, don't desire your neighbor's wife. V'avdoi, nor his manservant, v'amosoi, nor his maidservant, v'shoiroi, his ox, v'chameroi, his donkey, v'chela shel re'echa. Not allowed to desire what somebody else has. And the question is, how do you stop desiring? If you see any one of these cases that we just mentioned, you see your neighbor has a beautiful home, has a mansion, and you have a little small hut or an apartment, and you just look at it, and there's sort of a desire automatically comes to your mind, to your thought. How do you stop desiring? It sort of comes by itself. It's automatic. The Ibn Ezra on that pasuk, Leisachmoid, don't desire, says a profound psychological insight to help the person fulfill this mitzvah. Because when you look at this mitzvah, it seems, how could the Torah demand of us something that we have no control of? We don't have control. You look, you see something, and you desire it automatically. The Ibn Ezra will tell us some profound psychological insight in how to control our desires. Basically, what the Ibn Ezra says is that a person will never desire something that he knows that it's impossible for him to attain. Impossible. And he gives examples, the Ibn Ezra, and he says, just like nobody would, ish kafri, if there's a villager, a poor villager, he lives in a village, and he sees a princess, a beautiful princess, he would never desire to marry her because he knows it's impossible. Similarly, he gives another example, the Ibn Ezra, that nobody would have a temptation to grow wings on himself, to have wings, to be able to fly like the birds in heaven. Nobody would have such a desire because he knows it's impossible. You can't do that. So the Ibn Ezra says, Kocho kol maskil tzorach sheyeda. Every person with seichel must know that isha yofe, a momen, a beautiful woman or money, you can never attain that because you're so wise. Because, as it says, Bonai chayai umezoinai lav b'schusa talya milsa ela b'mazla. To have children and to have life and to have parnosa has nothing to do with your zechusim. Because you're a big tzaddik, or you're not a tzaddik, or you are a tzaddik, doesn't matter. Love b'schusa talya. This is not dependent on merits. Ela b'mazla, it's the mazel, it's the constellation in heaven, it's what heaven wants it to be, that person will have bonai, chayai, and mezoinai. That person will have children and life and parnosa. So when a person realizes that everything is apportioned to everybody, whatever a person, every person that has whatever he has, it's because Hashem gave it to him. The other person, Hashem did not give it to you. What Ruvain A has, let's say, Shimon, it was not a portion to Shimon. Shimon cannot have it. And he says, an incredible statement, Yoser hi nizgova be'einav. It's more distant from him, more far from him, to have what your friend has. It's even more than a bas melech belev kafri, than a villager. Just like a villager will never dream of marrying the princess, just like a person will never dream of having wings. He may be on the Long Island Expressway, and he may be in a congestion when it's very congested, and he wishes he would have some wings to fly over, but that never enters his mind because he knows he can't have it. So it's more distant. It's more further from him than flying. As far as flying is such a far thing, we know we can't have it, so we don't even dream of it. To have what the other person has, a person has money, and a person has mansions, and a person has a Rolls Royce, it's even more distant from him. It's even more impossible for him to attain than the person on the Long Island Expressway to wish that he had wings. Therefore, the Ibn Ezra concludes, Yismach bechelkai. Every person should be satisfied with his lot, and he shouldn't be tempted for something that's not his, because he should know Shahashem loy rotzo loses loy. What my friend has, Hashem did not want me to have. And there's nothing in the world that a person can do to get what's not a portion to him. Al kain yiftach beboiroi sheyichalkalenu v'yasa hatov b'einav. He should have bitocha. According to this Ibn Ezra, it comes out that if a person desires what his friend has money, his friend has a beautiful wife, if a person should, how do you control your desires, which is automatic? Should he sit down and work on himself? Stop desiring. He's not working on the right battlefield. Because he has to look at the cause. What is causing the person to desire? What's causing the person to desire is his lack in Emunah B'Hashem. He doesn't have faith in Hashgacha Pratis. He doesn't have faith that Hashgacha, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the divine providence for each one, is what Hashem wants him to have. And that's the secret of controlling your desires, by correcting any flaw you have in Emunah B'Hashem, in belief in God and faith in God, because you can't just stop desiring. Don't desire. You're not allowed to desire. You're not allowed. No, it's not going to help, because it's automatic. What you have to do is strengthen your Emunah B'Hashem to know what I'm desiring that my friend has, to correct my Emunah and know that everything is apportioned from heaven the way Hashem wants it to be. If Hashem wants my friend to have it and I don't have it, then Hashem does not want me to have it. We have to strengthen our Emunah, and that will stop our desires, what the other person has. The Eibishter should help us. We should desire, even though it seems to be a very, very difficult mitzvah. How could you possibly control something that comes automatic? You can. There's a button to press. And that button to press is Emunah, to believe that what Hashem apportioned to my friend, it's because Hashem wants my friend to have it and not me to have it. If we strengthen our emunah, we'll be able to fulfill this prohibition of the Torah, leisachmaid, and we'll be zeicha in that schus to control leisachmaid by strengthening the emunah. We will be zeicha to Aramas Karen HaTorah, will be as Gerald Tzedek, Meherab Yemenu. Amen.